I have a question regarding UCC filings. Let's say I have a predatory lender that lending to one of my clients, and their terms didn't specify certain, I guess what I'm saying is that they're stealing money. They're not really being transparent about what they're offering people for the financing. So since they're not being transparent about it, is it possible to get rid of that debt through a UCC filing, and how does that work?
Brother, it's a great question. That question is a question that if most people knew how to handle debt and how to actually position themselves beforehand, we wouldn't be getting into any of this mess with predatory lending, people who are essentially and taking advantage of others. In order to do a proper, and I'm a little bit hesitant because here's another disclaimer. It is not the full process that I'm about to lay out. It's just pretty much the outline. So anytime that there's any kind of an alleged debt being requested, right, you're being essentially summoned to pay that debt for one reason or the other. And summons can just be through a paperwork, through a debt collector, through just a request. This is your statement, please pay it. And then that can escalate. The thing that you want to do in your situation, brother, is you always want to be able to perfect that security interest in the end with that UCC filing, which is essentially putting a lien on them so that you're first in line and first paid. At the same time, in order to be able to do that, you're going to need a judgment. And you can get a judgment from a judge. You can take somebody into a small claims court very easily if you've dialed in a nice administrative process where you've given them some kind of notice. You put them on notice, you give them the timeline, and then you tell them what is necessary for them to comply and comport with what timeline you're giving them and the information that you're requesting, right? So a lot of times what that's going to look like is, depending on the lender that you're working with, it could just be that you're requesting just the gap accounting. You want to see both sides of the books. You want to see where a loan was actually made and that they have a debt on the other side. Rarely will you get that.